Hello, hello, and welcome back as St. Joan d'Arc's quest to die in the name of honor, glory, and God continues in Perfidious Pete plays XCOM, The Long War. And once again, last mission, St. Joan tried to martyr herself by jumping on a grenade for her teammates. A proverbial grenade this time, not an actual grenade. Though I understand your confusion, I mean, she has done both, so it's a question that's worth asking. This time, though, St. Joan just ran into what was almost certain suicide, got herself shot a whole bunch, and yet somehow, once again, managed to survive. And I'm starting to wonder, do you think maybe St. Joan feels as though she's failing her Lord and Savior every time she comes home from a mission not crammed inside of a body bag or occupying an urn full of ashes? She very clearly wants to die. I mean, at this point, St. Joan has done this enough times that we know she's on a mission from God. A true blue Joliet, Jake, and Elwood Blues style mission from God, and that mission is to die in battle. And despite that being her mission, after 30 attempts, St. Joan has still yet to succeed. I mean, if she were trying to save an orphanage rather than murder herself, that orphanage would be shuttered, those nuns would be homeless, and the streets of Chicago would be crawling with orphans, and Lane Shotgun Britain would be wandering around filthy and homeless asking every passerby, "You got my cheese whiz, boy?" until somebody came through him in a straitjacket and took him to a home. I'm beginning to kind of feel bad for little St. Joan. I mean, she's failing her God. It's a holy, noble quest that she's been given, and she's trying her best, and she just can't get it done. It feels like it's sort of a metaphor for this entire campaign. That aside, though, I mean, St. Joan's failure, the rest of the last mission turned out fairly well. I mean, I won't say that the team performed powerfully enough to turn goat piss into gasoline, because I'm apparently all about the Blues Brothers references suddenly for some reason. I'm not sure why. I mean, it's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. Check it out. But we've got a little base maintenance to do, so let's head down here, talk to Dr. Shin, and see if he can maybe rustle up enough gas for us to make that last 106 miles to Chicago. And if he has an extra half a packet of cigarettes or, whatnot, we'll take those too. Plasma Dragon, this is what I came for. Cigarettes and sunglasses, also good, but mostly we came for the Plasma Dragon. We have so much cash. What if can we build this quickly? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Wait a minute. So it takes 150% of the actual production price in order in cash Illyrium alloys, and then it takes 4 times as much meld. Why would you ever do this? I mean, this has no... You're already so resource-starved through the entire Long War, and I can't even imagine how resource-starved we would be if I was trying to build even a single mech suit and troopers to put in it, because we would have no meld. One mech suit takes like 1,000. But how is this ever supposed to be, I mean, even a reasonable... under what circumstances could you ever possibly do this? Arguably, this playthrough and the way I'm going would be the most likely to produce a situation where you could just waste the meld and the resources, because I'm not doing Gene Mons and I'm not building mech troopers or mechs at all. And even I still find this prohibitively expensive. If it's a mechanic no one is ever going to use, why even leave it in the game? It just seems pointless. In fact, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't seem pointless, it seems mean. Because for a newbie or a new player, somebody who hasn't been around the block a few times in a Long War, they might see that and go, oh, I can get these out to my men. They'll get them onto the field faster. This is not a bad thing. And then they're spending all of their resources to manufacture things quicker. And in the late game, they're just completely resource-starved and absolutely, totally screwed because they wasted... What's going to pop up here? I mean, I'll give you 5 sectoid commander scientists. Yes, fine, go away. Just, I'm busy, Mexico, or whoever the hell that was. Australia? Yeah, whatever. Get out of here, Australia. I got shit going on. Don't interrupt me while I'm intercepting.
We're in pursuit.
Also, I was on a point about the fact that I think the mod makers may be trolling us. Or at least trying to troll possibly new players. Beautiful. All right, intercept. Perfect. Nicely done. I don't even remember who that was because I'm like trying to have 4 conversations in my head at the same time, and my mouth can only say one thing at a time. Seekers and Outsiders. Well, this is gonna be, okay, I'll take this mission 10 out of 10 times. This is gonna be like 2 Outsiders and 9 Seekers. I'm totally cool with that. This is a mission we could send some trash water guys on. It really is. Let's put together definitely a suboptimal team, and I'm gonna come back to my point in a minute. So, we need an officer. I don't. You know what, J. Robert Oppenheimer? Nothing says this mission is for you like all seekers. This is your moment, J. Robert. If ever you were gonna have a stellar performance, this is arguably the perfect setup for you. Basically, no risk. The one unit that you're somewhat ideally suited to handle. This is your time, J. Robert. This mission was made for you. This was tailored for you. Couldn't be more perfect if I deliberately designed one. Okay, now, while I'm going to do the rest of this, and I'm going to get back to my original point about maybe it feels like the mod makers are trolling newbies. Because only a new player would be inexperienced enough to think that building something quickly would be a good idea. And then they just run into a late game situation where they don't have resources to do the things that they need to do, because they wasted it all building like laser rifles at 150% of their actual cost. It just seems bad. If nobody's ever going to use it, or it's not feasible to use it, don't leave it in the game. Just take it out. Don't let it still be a mechanic. It just seems shitty. Why am I taking Shaka Zulu? Get off of there, Shaka Zulu. If I'm going to take somebody, I should take somebody who isn't max rank. Baker's max rank, Shaka Zulu's max rank. Goes in. Admiral Nelson is not yet. All right, that'll do. Again, I'm going to take sort of a garbage water team here. And now that, now that I've thought about it, I'm actually feeling really sort of quite salty about the fact that that build quickly mechanic. Maybe in some of the earlier versions it was more feasible. But since I would say at least build 13, and probably before that, but build 13 was the first build of the Long War I ever played. That just seems kind of trolly. It's just like, oh, hey, look at this. We've got this nice trampoline here in the backyard, kids. You want to come jump on our nice trampoline? It's going to be real fun. And then the kids come over there and the trampoline's all rotted and the cloth isn't good and the springs are rusted and broken. And underneath the trampoline is just a bunch of fucking nails and broken glass. Yeah, that's sort of how that feels. Anyway, let's talk about back on the mission. We need to scout. It doesn't really matter who this is, and I'm gonna go probably straight up garbage water in this. Strong benefit to take an Atlas King, but I really want to go lowest common denominator on this. I think we can get by. This is gonna be the one mission that we've had in a good long while where I really feel comfortable with just some straight up troops that are garbage. Just be like, you're crap, you're shit, you're garbage. Hey, this mission, tailor-made for you. Do I want to take an arc thrower? I don't need plasma carbines. Seekers, I think, only have pistols, so honestly, arc throwers are a complete waste. Let's just give Sherman a motion tracker, that's fine. We also wouldn't mind getting Sherman in a tube at some point. Psychically active scouts are important, if only so that they can carry shadow devices. I don't think we're going to need a lot of shadow devices on this mission, really, either. Tesla, you're capped on rank, but could use some psychic. Now, there's got to be somebody better. Marie Curie, Timothy Gozin, both need to get in the tube. Isaac Newton, he's not psychically active, so I'm not inclined to take him. The Symphony is already capped. Do we have like a tutor or somebody down here at the bottom of the barrel? We got Jacqueline Headshot Kennedy, who I didn't even remember was on the team, and Lance Corporal Gertrude Stein. My face looks like the front end of a bulldozer. Mostly because she's been shot in that face several... You know what? No, I'm not. That's fine. Let's just take Isaac Newton, I guess. Arguably, we should try and go get Psychic EXP for... Do I really want to take a Master Sergeant? No, I don't want to take a Master Sergeant in this mission. We are not going to need a Master Sergeant to kill 11 Seekers. Even if they're ridiculous, tooled up 35 health Seekers, that's such ludicrous overkill, it's not even funny. We don't need it. We don't need it. So let's go Plasma Carbine, Alien Grenades. I can't give you a Shadow Device. Yeah, you know what? So I guess you're... we need to change your armor. Isaac Newton, put on Aegis armor, should be fine for you. So we've got a Rocketeer, a Gunner, a Scout, an Engineer. Let's grab ourselves a Medic. I don't really care who it is. Probably shouldn't be Jesus. Sure, let's take the Angel of Death. She's got a chance to fight back for the title here. I know that Franklin D. Roosevelt has really been delivering the D lately and is sort of bucking for the Angel of Death title. I think it's worthwhile to give Clara Barton here a chance to sort of defend her trademark. Angel of Death, that's her bit. Let's give her a shot here at hanging on to the title. Again, we cannot give Clara Barton a Shadow Device. So what should we give her? Just more medkits? Seems fine. Motion Tracker, a bunch of medkits. Let's get her sorted. So we've got a Rocketeer, a Gunner, a Scout, an Engineer, a Medic. We need a couple Assault Troopers, and then probably a Sniper. Or alternatively, we could go with one assault and a bunch of snipers. Which is... Yeah, you know what? I don't hate that plan. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. All right, we'll take Catherine the Great. Again, we're looking at a situation of not good, but for this mission, probably good enough. Little Titan armor, alloy cannon, just shredder and breaching ammo is fine. I don't even know what we're going to put in her final slot here. I mean, I could give her an arc thrower. It's going to slow her down a lot. High capacity mags wouldn't necessarily be shameful. Let's just go with that. It'll do for now. We're really cobbling together an ugly sort of Frankensteinian monster looking team here. And I still feel reasonably okay with it. What's the other thing I need? Do I need anything else? I got 2 slots left. What am I missing? Rocketeer, Gunner, Scout, Engineer, Medic, Assault. Alright, so I want 2... Let's just have these last 2 slots be snipers, and we're just going to take garbage snipers. I don't need, like, Custer? Sure, fine, good enough. I know you're an officer, Custer, and technically you need to be leading missions, but come on, George, come on. At this point, you can't really cut the mustard. You know, you can't even cut the custard, George. Not that I think custard actually probably is more difficult to cut than mustard. It seems like the protein bonding would make it a little more durable than actual mustard. But you can't cut the mustard. You can't cut the custard, because custard both rhymes with mustard and also has the same name as you, sort of. You've got some assonance alliteration working there, but I'm completely lost track. Just fucking get a gun and go shoot something. Also, why did I give you... I don't know, I'm real distracted. There's a lot of shit going on inside my head right now. I have, at any given point, like 5 brain cells that actually function, and today, my brain just feels like they're in a fucking fist fight. So, you know what? I'm gonna let them duke it out. I'm gonna take the shittiest snipers in XCOM. I'm gonna give them whatever the best gear I can find. You know, I don't want you to have Kestrel armor. Wear Aegis armor, that's fine. Take a sniper rifle, assuming I can find one. Scope and an alloy bipod. It's just Seekers, man. It's just Seekers. It's gonna be fine, Guglielmo. Don't even worry about it. And I know you're not worried. I'm the one who was worried, but it's gonna be fine. This mission, it's gonna go off without a hitch. Everyone's gonna come home with EXP. We'll get some otherwise unusable troopers a chance to go get the stink blowed off of them a little bit, get them out in the field, let them run around the barracks, do a little free-range troopering. They're more delicious when they're free-range, just ask Dr. Valen. Alright, let's do this.
Brazilian authorities have requested our help, so that's where we're going next. It looks like the aliens went down in a sparsely populated area.
Yep, in Wisconsin, Brazil.
I hope they stay clear.
Yep, Wisconsin, Brazil. Same place they always land, Bradford. It's fine. I mean, we've been on this particular farm like 45 times. We've liberated it. The Wilson family, good friends of ours at this point. Wilson Farmstead. I used to pick on them a lot because they have an ostentatious number of tractors and are ridiculously wealthy. And also the fact that they own farms throughout the world. It's really more like a farming franchise for the Wilsons, honestly. I used to give them a little grief about it, but you know what? The Wilsons, good, down to earth, honest, hard-working people. And I mean, sure, they're wealthy sort of farmers, but they've earned it. Centuries of hard work from the Wilson family, and I'm not going to take it away from them. They earned every single nickel of those ridiculous number of tractors. So let's get old Broadside up in the air. Pretty unlikely George is going to move for the rest of the mission. I normally would have him just steady his weapon, but I think at this point we're going to hold off onto it until we can find some of the actual aliens. Probably, now that I'm thinking about it, the simplest way to do this is simply going to be head into the craft, try and take out those outsiders, and let pod collapse bring the Seekers to us. Alternatively, the Seekers could just be standing there waiting to die. That's the other way we could do this. So let's try and engineer a little ambush for them. All right, Seekers, you want to do this? You want to come up and just be all out there in the open? I have a feeling that J. Robert Oppenheimer, for once, and I'm startled that I'm about to issue this utterance, but for once, J. Robert may really be able to bring the pain here. There could be some faux curtain at the end of this mission, and I don't think it's going to be Team XCOM that's suffering at the end of this one. When it's all said and done, I'm thinking Team Alien is going to be right in the shit line. We'll go ahead and steady our weapon now. No chance we're going to spawn a pod because I don't think I'm going to move any closer to the actual enemy. Marconi's going to post up behind this tree, study his weapon. And Nelson, I mean, I would love to have you in a firing position, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. I guess we'll just run you up here behind this half cover. If you spawn that pod, Nelson, I'm going to fucking fire you. Alright, good. I don't have to fire anyone, which is positive because I'm out of pink slips. Sherman, battle scanner me. This area should be fine. These are Seekers, of course, so battle scanner is going to be a little more important than usual. Keep them from cloaking up. There's a whole titanic wad of them that are unpopped, and this is your moment, J. Robert Oppenheimer. Never before and never again will you have this sort of opportunity, Jay. This is literally as good as it's ever going to get for you. This right here, this is as good as it's going to get. And you seem really dead set on fucking it up, despite the fact that this one should be almost unfuck-upable. Okay. Knock it off with the twitching, please. Please, please, please. XCOM, stop it. Fuck it, just shoot it. It's not gonna hit anyway. Taking a lot of time to set this up. Holy crap, J. Robert Oppenheimer has done the one thing he can maybe sort of do okay. Padding the kill count with completely pointless bullshit. That's J. Robert Oppenheimer in a nutshell. 73%. Let's get a holo target on there before we start having sniper shoot. Admiral Nelson, double 39s is terrible. I'm more interested in the holo target than anything else. Nelson surprisingly bringing the damage as well. I'll take it. 9 free damage is 9 free damage. If anybody's going to get the kill, I would honestly rather have it be Custer than Marconi. Alright, George. Oh, never mind. Your 6 damage is not going to get the job done. Let's see if Marconi can do it with a precision shot. I'm going to guess no. Oh, George. Marconi proving me wrong there. He's probably a little salty about the fact that I give him a constant and total grief about taking credit for inventing a radio when in fact it was Nikola the Madman Tesla who invented the radio.
I'm on the move.
Seriously, you own patents on it. You can check that out. There's documented proof that it was Nikola Tesla. He did it first.
Есть, выдвигаюсь.
Yeah, just go get in some cover there, Catherine. Don't wander around trying on swimsuits and saying "ack" as Kathy's. I mean, historically are known to do. That's the one thing that reading Saturday morning, or Sunday morning rather, comics in the newspaper taught me. So there is nothing of tantamount importance to someone named Kathy more than finding a swimsuit that fits and saying the word "ack" a lot, even though no one ever actually says "ack," or has in the history of the world.
Yes, Commander.
Why is that cartoon? Is that cartoon still in papers? I'm really sincerely curious. Is Kathy like still? Is the artist or the cartoonist still making that? Do people still read it? Because I can remember reading that, and this was a long time ago when I was like 7. I can remember reading that in the Sunday comics and thinking, this is stupid. Why does anyone read this? This is a 7-year-old. And I was like, this is not funny or amusing or good in any way. This has no redeeming qualities. Why is this in the paper? Nice misclick, by the way, Catherine. Why don't you just go ahead and double move instead of taking up a position that you could have done in one. Way to pad your part, Catherine the Great, looking for more screen time. Custer's gonna reload. That's the end of that turn. There's gonna be outsiders in here. More Seekers, which are actually on the move. Yeah, well, I mean, these Seekers are real dumb. They're going with a very much sort of Joan of Arc philosophy in that they very clearly want to die. They're just coming right at us. Full bore, full tilt, like a poker site. They want to be punished. All right, well, Newton, you bank a grenade up onto them. This is the one thing that you do slightly worse than a Rocketeer, and you can still hit. You can still. I was going to say slightly worse, but you know what? You can still hit them both too. Well, except for the misclick.
Throwing grenade.
This map, it doesn't want to. Yeah, well, that's all right. Admittedly, that should have worked, and we got misclicked out of it. I don't really feel like we're gonna have a very difficult time eliminating a bunch of friggin' Seekers, though. I mean, it's just Seekers. Nelson, what do you got? Nelson with a hit and a hollow. He can't quite go 2 for 2, but that's probably a strong enough start that one of our boys in the back can finish that off. Let's go ahead and broadside Custer with a can't miss shot. This is going to be a kill number 2. He's real salty with me about the whole can't cut the mustard crack. He's like, oh, I can't cut the mustard? I can't cut the mustard? I'll fucking show you mustard. You go get me a can of Grey Poupon right now, and I will slice that shit like a prison bitch. Prison snitch. Probably should have gone with prison snitch. Seems like a snitch is more likely to get sliced than a prison bitch. I mean, prison bitches, that's providing a valuable service. And, you know, gotta get laid even if you're in jail. Prison bitch, I mean, nobody wants to cut their prison bitch. They're like, no, baby, it's cool. She's my bitch. Love my bitch. I'm gonna smack my bitch up. I love my bitch. Let's just study our weapon. There are Seekers around somewhere, so theoretically being on Overwatch with most of these people is not a horrifically terrible idea. We got a lot of Overwatch, a lot of cover. Should be fine. Okay. So, no Seekers have revealed themselves. Do I want to have Sherman throw his last... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, do we want to have him throw his last battle scanner? But it's actually not his last battle scanner. He's got one more. Let's go ahead and drop it, see if any Seekers are lurking around stealthed up. There, in fact, is at least one. And it looks like exactly one. Could be on a clever girl maneuver. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Go ahead and get... You know what, Isaac Newton? You earned this one on the last turn when you got hosed out of the Seeker that, you know, you should have gotten. There you go, baby. Nice kill for the Apple Man. Barton, Overwatch. I don't think we're going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to stay on Overwatch until the rest of these Seekers have revealed themselves. Custer. I ordinarily wouldn't put you on Overwatch, but I'm going to in this situation. Oppenheimer, Overwatch, Marconi. We're just going to have everybody Overwatch. I'm wanting Marconi and Custer here to sort of cross-cover each other if the opportunity arises.
Ready to engage.
Good to go.
I'll reload. Aliens, if we're just going to sit here and do nothing, I mean, I'll have the whole team reload. I don't care.
Reloaded.
Custer will reload. We might encourage them to sort of come out of hiding also with enough reloading. Alright, Seekers, stop being jerkasses. Just, we all know what's going to happen here. We all know how this is going to go. This ends in tragedy for you. Or maybe we killed all the Seekers. We killed what? 4? We killed 4. How many were in that first pod? 5. That's 9. You know what? There may be no Seekers left at this point. Now that I think about it and actually use basic counting to solve a problem, I'm actually convinced that the Seekers are all gone. So let's kill flight mode. There's going to be 2 outsiders inside this ship. We're just going to try and set up in a position where we can snipe into the opening. Yeah, we don't need to be in cover. It doesn't really matter. So let's just set up to snipe into the opening. Then we'll throw a battle scanner in there. We'll pop them with a quick snipe. And, yeah, this will be it. We'll wrap it up. It'll be over. We'll be done. Finished. Finito. Fin. End. Terminus. Where they don't... Oh, I mean, it means end in, you know, Latin. Doesn't necessarily mean a place where you go and the people that live at that train station try and devour your flesh. It can also mean that, sure, that's what The Walking Dead is called. Doesn't have to exclusively mean that. Man, Catherine the Great, you are real slow. You, god damn it, Kathy. If you were gonna say ack, Kathy, now would be the fucking time. I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you were gonna do it, now's the time. Everybody's in half cover. We have no shadow devices. We have outsiders crawling up our buttholes. This is not fantastic. Alright. So, the one trooper you can command, let me get this straight here, champ. You can command this guy, but for whatever reason, you cannot issue a command to Catherine the Great. Please explain that to me, J. Robert Oppenheimer, because I am confused about this fact. Oh, I couldn't see her. She was around the corner of this busted-ass caterpillar I'm taking cover behind. Also, that really didn't do us any good because she's not going to be able to run far enough. So, yeah, we'll just hover. Yeah, I used a command to have somebody hunkered down. What of it?
Right there. Got my eyes on.
I actually don't think it was a terrible idea. Clara Barton's going to come up here and drop a smoke grenade on our rest of our half-cover units. Let's do this. Hunkering down in half cover should be reasonably safe. We could have gone, you know, full insurance mode and also thrown a smoke grenade there. I don't really think it's necessary. We're going to bring Sherman forward at a dash. And that's going to end our turn because the worst pop in the world there. Catherine the Great, you're probably going to get shot here. And you know what? You kind of deserve it a little. Well, you are hunkered down. Still hit, though, because, yeah, fantastic. Then again, that outsider probably has like 140 aim, so shouldn't be that surprised. He also just wrote his own Doom sandwich. I mean, he signed, sealed, and delivered that one. He is gonna die. We do have to pull that Overwatch, though. Or alternatively, we have to just kill that man. Not a fantastic chance of making that happen, however. Alright, so if I want to have Oppenheimer fire a rocket at this man, what are the chances that he doesn't blow himself up? We gotta shoot it, like, whatever. It's gonna be a joke. This is a joke rocket. Come on, Oppenheimer. If this were a can of peanut brittle, snakes would be popping out of it right now, and you'd be like, haha, yeah, you got me, that was a good one, it was a joke, Rocket. No, that was a good one, man, that was a good one, you got me. Much like Kathy, I don't understand why the peanut brittle snakes thing was ever also considered music. Were standards for humor just lower back in the day? Are we just that jaded now? Is that what it is? People have just been like, oh, I'm so jaded and I hate everything. Back in the day, he was like, oh, you know the peanut brittle snakes thing? Yeah, it was pretty funny. No, you got me. That was good. I was expecting some nice, delicious, sort of caramelized peanut confection, and instead it was spring cloth-covered springs jumping out of a can at me like snakes. That was really clever, man. You completely thwarted my expectations, and that's one of the basis of one of the basic foundations for a humorous situation. So kudos. Because if you tried that now, aside from like maybe a 4-year-old, nobody ever is gonna laugh at the peanut brittle can of snakes. It's just not gonna happen. In fact, they would not be amused, but irritated. I don't know, I guess it was just easier back in the day. People are like, oh man, the great comics of old, like Charlie Chaplin, Fatty Arbuckle, and all those guys. You know what? Maybe they just had it easy. Maybe people were just easy to entertain back then, and a guy with floppy shoes wandering around with a cane was the height of comedy. It would explain Jerry Lewis. You gotta give me credit for that. That does explain a lot with the Jerry Lewis thing. Executioner, vital point tie, we're just gonna take platform stability, and that's got it. So we did pull a level out of that mission. All things considered, not bad. If we got 52 Illyrium, holy crap. That mission was absolutely 100% completely worthwhile. I'm really stoked about that. That turned, okay, good. All right, I'm very well pleased. Intact UFO power, so the rest of this stuff I could give less than a shit about. But yeah, 52 Illyrium, that was a damn fine mission for us. And on a high note then, I'm going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to watch J. Robert Oppenheimer lead a team of ragtag misfits into battle against a vastly inferior foe on a regular basis, you might consider subscribing as well, because there's nothing J. Robert does better than kick people who can't fight back. I mean, that guy stomping infants, that's his fucking forte. He's real good at it. And if you want to catch more, consider subscribing as well. Of course, we post new episodes of XCOM every single day. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.